Welcome to the Southern Alberta Baseball Magazine Show with your host, Rick Solberg.
Hello and welcome once again to another edition of the Southern Alberta Baseball Magazine Show. I'm your host, Rick Solberg. This week we continue our look at the PBA. We're going to be talking to Ryan McDonald, the head coach of the JV program, and Ryan's going to talk a little bit about the camps that the PBA puts on throughout the year. And as well, we're going to have Hayden Chice. He's going to be our PBA player profile. But first of all, we're going to talk to the assistant coach of the varsity program, Brandon Magorowski.
It's going to be a little more challenging for myself personally, but as a team, I'm not going to change my philosophy as a coach. I think I'm going to go in there and I'm going to demand hard work and discipline on the field. But we put in a lot of effort this fall and in the fall and this spring to make sure that we're prepared for this coming week and the next week. Absolutely, we talk about that every day, but we can't control that. We can't control the weather. We've been outside once since January. But we're not going to use that as an excuse. Okay, we're going to go play. We're ready. I think we're ready, and I think these guys believe it too. Well, absolutely, the strengths. I think our starting pitching is very strong, and we do have depth in the bullpen. So if those guys can give us 5 strong innings, I think put us in a position to win. I think our bullpen can do the rest. I think we got some returning guys that'll hit in the middle of our lineup and produce some runs for us, but we also have some freshmen that will provide speed at the top of the order and the bottom of the order, which be able to get on base, and those guys will be able to knock them in. Well, it's different. You come from high school program and you come to the collegiate atmosphere. It's a completely different experience, and we try to instill that in our players that you have to have time management skills to succeed as a student athlete. School comes first in this program, and that's a big challenge for our freshman players. Oh yeah, it's been great because that allows those kids to be here opposed to having that extra class at school, so we can do a weightlifting program here with Coach Kadir and instill it with the program, so it kind of works hand in hand, which was great, and we're very thankful to the college for that opportunity.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. And now what we want to do is to change things up a bit. We're going to talk to another coach. This is the JV coach, Ryan McDonald, but he's not going to talk about the JV program just this week. What he's going to do is going to talk about the camps that the PBA puts on throughout the year, and in particular a brand new camp that's coming up in March, the elite camp for kids aged 9 to 13.
Well, PBA as a whole over the last 15 years has just been, a community name here in Lethbridge, and our number one goal is to get out there in the community and do what we can to get these kids better and promoting baseball in Southern Alberta. So that's our main goal, is to get the kids out here and get them better, to make Lethbridge as a town. Well, I mean, at a young age, a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to work with the coaches that we have here. College coaching. A lot of kids are from, we'll say country areas and stuff like that, where they don't have the coaching. They just kind of go out and play baseball. Where Lethbridge is a step above, they kind of have the college coaching here, where they have access to working with them. And like I said, when you get to work with all these coaches, they're just going to step above these other kids that don't have the kind of coaching that they get to work with here. So we were kind of looking at it as a long-term program, and we kind of started up a throwing program and stuff like that here. And we looked at the age groups, 13 and above. And we thought these kids are a step behind these kids down in Texas and stuff like that. So we want to get them the opportunity to come in here and strengthen their arm, do a little bit of conditioning, do some light strength training, and we want to make Canada even better than keep up with the United States. So.
Is that something that you, with the 13-year-olds, when you start the strength training for baseball, what do you do for the younger kids to get them kind of thinking about it?
Well, I mean, if the younger kids just come out to our camps, you know, they hear about the elite camp, they see some of the things we do with the strength training, the band work and stuff like that, and they you know, they have something to look forward to when they get a little older. I mean, when you're 8 and 9 years old, it's hard to do strength training because you're not done growing yet. But when you get a little older, you can 13, 14, 15 years old, that's the time when you can start training. So, you know, we show these kids what they can do to get better, and when they get that age, this is what they can do, and you know, we just kind of put it out there so they have this to look forward to. Yeah, definitely. I mean, even, you know, older, like for all age cohorts now is, you know, that everyone's turned to physical activity and eating right, and it's kind of just going through everyone now. But you can definitely see it in the younger kids. They're asking you, what should I eat? Should I be running? Should I be lifting? And, you know, it's good to see, but I mean, they don't have to take it that far right yet, right? But it's good to see that they're interested in, you know, sticking just to baseball and, you know, taking it a step further. So. Well, I mean, yeah, as you can see in here, we're kind of limited to space. We can only do so much in here. If we had, you know, a little more room, we could get some more kids in. We could do a lot more things, you know, playing games or stuff like that. And I think if we had a little more room, we could do so many more things to make the kids better and get them to that next level that we're talking about.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. You can get details on this camp if you go to the Prairie Baseball Academy's website, and they'll have the cost and the times that the camp is going to get underway. I believe March 2nd is when it first starts. Now what we're going to do is what we do every week is profile one of the players on the PBA. This week, Hayden Chase.
Well, I was contacted by the old coach, Blair Kubasek. I was actually down in Kansas for a year, and I was a bit of a rough year down there, so they got a hold of me, told me all the stuff that was going on down here, and it's a pretty impressive program, so decided to come down. Well, you know, every program is going to be different. I like being up here, you know, a little closer to home. Obviously, the financial situation is a lot easier. It all depends, basically, like I said, like the program. They have great coaching up here, great program, and it's just, you know, they have a lot of connections up here, so it's a good opportunity for me to get here, get better, and move on. I like it here. It's not too big, not too small. It's a good fit.
Well, that wraps up another edition of the Southern Alberta Baseball Magazine Show. I'm your host, Rick Solberg. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Ryan and Brandon and Hayden for joining us this week. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about Little League Baseball here in Canada. But for now, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.